I'm going to record it. Okay, so as I was saying, this webinar is for students. So if you want to enhance your learning, you want to learn smarter, streamline your research, prepare for AI-driven jobs, this webinar is for you. If you are seeking to automate routine tasks, let's say you're working a working professional, you're doing something and you're seeking to automate your task, this webinar is for you. You want to not waste time doing routine tasks, things that you do on a daily basis and things that take you time from work. You want to enhance that. You want to enhance, automate them, and make sure you have valuable skills in such a way that you spend time doing something else. Maybe spend time with your family, spend time doing maybe sports or other things, going to the gym rather than thinking about spending time working. This for entrepreneurs. Let's say businesses now. You guys know every business is thinking about AI. There's non-business. There's no business that I think about. They're investing a lot of money into AI and thinking and then looking at the growth, looking at the advantages of AI and what's in there for them, right? So every business, if you're starting a small business, you're gonna think about AI. Maybe you yourself, you are one sole proprietorship. AI is gonna have to try to figure out how to incorporate AI in your business. If you're a two-man business, three people, you're gonna think about incorporating AI. So, um, as we know, AI is reshaping everything, whether we like it or not. AI is the new electricity, right? Those who use AI today will lead tomorrow. The AI revolution is here. Those who adapt will thrive. Everyone else risks being left behind, right? Smart studying and learning, faster and more efficient work, personal life planning, small business automation, anything when it comes to AI, you could do it. Think about it, you're going to do it. Now, most people are falling behind. Of course, people are asking questions, what is AI? How am I going to do? What am I going to do? We're losing jobs. Maybe I'm going to lose a job. Maybe I'm not going to get ahead. Maybe something's happening. What's going to happen with me? And a lot of people have questions, but I want to say it can be overwhelming, right? You don't know where to start with AI tools or applications. Where do I start? AI everywhere. People are saying AI, but you don't know what to do. So we're going to talk about some of those things today and see where you can start, right? People struggle to keep up with the rapid pace of technologies today, right? Things are changing. By the time you're thinking about this technology, it has changed. And then you have wasting countless hours on tasks AI could handle in seconds. So you waste your time, things that AI could handle, you spend a lot of time thinking about it, right? And then you're missing out. Career advancement, career opportunities, you are missing out, right? Things like that. We want to talk about some of those things today and how to get ahead. So what we can say is that AI can be your superpower. It just depends on if you have proper orientation, right coaching, right direction, where to go to, how to leverage your skills. AI can be your superpower, right? Automate tedious reports, right? Compose emails faster, create smart presentations, generate custom study guides, access AI tutors 24/7, conduct smarter research, right? You could simplify meal planning, you could optimize personal budget, you could create amazing content, right? This is for everyone. I mean, you don't want to be left behind. We're going to talk about some of those things today, and hopefully you're going to think about where you want to start. I'll just take a moment to introduce myself. I really don't like to talk about myself a lot, but I try to avoid talking about myself, but sometimes you want to present yourself so that people know who you're talking to, what you're doing. But a little bit about my background, I've tried to compress it as much as possible. But given my experience, 20 years plus in tech, I was maybe some of you are maybe are old enough to know about the Y2K, how Y2K brought about some people were like shaky and things, what's going to happen to computers. Before then, I was already using computers and some of those were thinking, getting ready to adjust and adapt computers to the Y2K revolution. Like everything is going to break down, Y2K is going to go crazy. It was all that momentum they feared then, right? So, so again, my background, diverse tech background, right? Right from what you can think about help desk, hardware maintenance, right up to today. but my current roles, as in brief, I'm an HPC engineer. At the same time, I'm an AI field engineer. I'm a Python developer. This is what I do. And then I do other gigs on the side. So probably about 3 or 4 companies at the same time. I'm using 8 hours to work for three different renowned. For for right protection and for reasons for about publicity, I won't call their names, but I'm working for three uh, businesses, 3 companies, same time, 3, 4 companies at the same time, and I use only 8 hours and probably make the amount of money that some people may have to earn in a year in a month. So, but thanks, it's only possible because of AI, because I was able to leverage AI early on and trying to use it to my advantage. So I'm here because you deserve to thrive in this AI revolution. That's why I said, okay, this course, let's get people to take advantage of this, right? We're going to answer some of these questions and see how we can get ahead. So that's just a brief about me. There's a lot that has been left out because this course, I want to make it about you, about the people on this webinar, not about myself, but it's good I introduce myself in brief so that you guys can know who I am. Yeah, but let's talk a little bit about AI or artificial intelligence, AI in short. It's the ability of machines or computer programs to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, right? So this includes understanding language, recognizing patterns, learning from experience, right? Making decisions and even generating content, right? In simple terms, AI lets computers think, learn like humans, so they can help us work smarter, faster, and better. So I'm more efficient now. I work faster now. I mean, little errors, little things, and I work faster, smarter, and with less errors, right? So AI is like Google on steroids. In brief, Google on steroids. I remember in some of those days, we used to work and companies were like, you can't use Google, and we use Google for research. But AI is like Google on steroids. If you know how to use it to your advantage, and use it smart, use it carefully, ethically, you won't have a problem. But the problem is that a lot of people are unable to break through that chain, right? So let's talk a little bit about some of the things, a little bit about AI. So artificial intelligence AI is actually the global name for everything that has to do with our everyday work that has to do with AI today. For example, we have voice assisted fraud detection. Companies now use that. When you call your bank, they can just dictate your voice and know you could do voice authentication. There's equally machine learning, email spam, filtering recommendations engines. So those are subsets, and they have deep learning, face recognitions on phones and things like that. And with generative AI, you usually can have chat GPT, mid-journey image creation, gives you answers, things like that. So generative AI is just a subset of, it's a very small set of the global name artificial intelligence. So let's go. I want to talk about some of the jobs. These are some of the careers and jobs in AI. So these are non-tech. Again, you don't need to be a technology wizard expert in order to have these jobs. All you need to do is just a little awareness in AI and you're able to. So these are non-technical AI career roles. So you find things like an AI product manager making between 125 to 160K. You have AI policy analyst making about, these are today's statistics as we speak, 95 to 135. Data labeling specialist, again, 40 to 65. AI marketing strategist, 80 to 120. Prompt engineer, non-coding, no coding, approximately 150K. AI content creator, 95K, and 130K for UX designer, AI focus. AI trainer, feedback auto 75, technical recruiter 110, AI business analyst 115. Again, that's the average. In the US and Canada, it's a little bit 20% lower than in Canada. Again, these are non-tech. Again, you don't have to have any technical background to have these jobs, but there are AI jobs out there for people who can learn a little AI and get ahead of the curve. These are technical AI careers. So for those who are really deep into technical technology, there are opportunities for the machine learning engineer, data scientist, AI research scientist, computer vision engineer, natural language processing engineer, NLP, ML ops. For those who are doing DevOps today, DevOps jobs have totally disappeared, and now they've moved on to ML ops. So if today you are doing DevOps, please, you probably think about an AI component. AI of the AI of DevOps is now ML ops, machine learning ops, right? Operations engineer. Those ones they make about 165. AI software engineer, 150 data engineer, robotics, right up to 150. Generative AI developer up to 180K, just like machine learning. Uh, so these are tech and non-tech roles that you can comfortably uh, uh, think maybe have a career in. Now, in the last couple of years, a lot of you must have seen this image. You must have been shown this image so many times, right? In less than 10 years, the um, the cameraman and the pilot they lost their job, right? They lost their jobs were replaced by what? A drone. So uh, again, although we look at the picture, it's very telling. It's not only the cameraman and the pilot, but the manufacturer of the camera, the mechanics who maintain the helicopter, and those who sell parts, they became obsolete, and everything, and they move over to the drone. Most businesses will say, you know what? Why do I need this? I'm going to get a drone and do the job. So this is just a telling picture for all of us to know that things change. Nothing stands. So if you're in a job right now and you've been there for 10 years, you've probably been there for too long. If you've been there 5 years, you probably have been there for too long, right? And you're doing the same thing over and over. I tell people the only job that can be stagnant, same thing, probably in the healthcare, where you can be a nurse or maybe a caregiver. That's not going to change. People are going to get old, people are going to get sick. You keep doing the same thing over and over. Only probably the only sector that something doesn't change. Every other sector is going to keep moving ahead. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, this just came out 2 days ago. You can see the date, 17th of June, 2025. Just 2 days ago, the CEO of Amazon, he came out very clear. He was worried. He was very clear. AI will shrink Amazon workforce in the coming years, CEO JC says. Now, would you want to wait until the coming years before you notice that you're going to be out of a job? If these big companies, the big companies are Apple, Google, Amazon, they give you the trend. The small companies, they don't have a voice to say it. But these big companies, they are just saying like, okay, these guys, although many sectors are getting shrinking, but let me let you know, these jobs, they are not going to exist in the next 2, 3, 4 years, right? They are not going to be there. If we're having 1,000, 50 people in the factory or packaging sector, probably we're going to shrink down to probably 1/5, 1/5. And who are those that are going to say? He says, Amazon CEO said the company's corporate workforce will shrink in the coming years as it adopts more generative artificial intelligence tools and agents. So what does he say? He wrote that the employees should learn how to use AI tools. It's very clear. You have to learn it. So those who are going to be out of the job, those who do not learn how to use these tools. So you have to keep reinventing yourself. That's how I've been able to keep myself employed because I keep reinventing myself. I've been in the technological sector between the last many years. I have been through all the changes, and if I don't reinvent myself, it's like every 2 years or every 1 year, it's just going to be a new something new you have to be familiar with. So he says that what Amazon has made big investments in AI. So that's where the money is going to now. That's where they are investing their money in AI because they know it's going to change, right? Everything is going to change, and they would not. The workforce is going to change. You're going to lose your job. Now, this picture here, I did this. This is like a pic a, a pictogram that is very telling. Now, I want to stay here that I've seen, and I'm a student of history, and I like reading some of the upheavals in technology. In 1811, there was a big strike in the Industrial Revolution. There was a huge strike. Why was there a strike? Because weavers were striking against machines that were coming now to replace them. So weavers and textile industry were Now they used to weave clothes by hand. So people weave clothes by hand, and there were so many people employed weaving clothes and shipping all over the British Empire. And now they brought machines now. What happened was that now the machines came. They don't need, no, they no longer need a lot of they no longer need a lot of manpower. So what happened? They started reducing the workforce. Machines were replacing uh, machines were now replacing this workforce, textile people, and now they went on strike and they were breaking the machines, right? They were breaking. You see how people were angry. They were breaking the machines, like they don't want the machines anymore because it's taking our jobs away, things like that. They could have done what? Go and learn how to run the machines, but instead they were breaking the machines. They wanted to keep the status quo. They want like we need to maintain our jobs. These jobs cannot go away. We don't want these machines anymore. They are taking our jobs away, things like that, and they are producing cheap clothing for it. So in 1812, the British Parliament passed a law for capital punishment for anybody who broke a machine. So if you broke a machine, it will be capital moment. Another telling year was in the 1892s, right? That is when the American economy was being run by the big farms. The farms, if you had a big farm, you had a rich person, you were a rich person because you had a farm. Like agriculture was what was powering the economy. So you had a lot of employees working on the farms, people, hordes of people working on the farms and things like that. What happened in the 1892s? They started using machines like tractors to farm the land. So what's happening here is that as the tractors were farming the land, one tractor would farm a whole land that probably 200 people would have been farming or harvesting or whatever thing. So it came, what happened? These machines replaced the manpower. People lost their jobs, their farm jobs. What happened? Um, they've lost their farm jobs. Who were those who were employed? Those who could drive these machines. I just imagine the guy when decided to invest in his driving license on how to drive these tractors. He was making a lot of money just by driving tractors on somebody's farm, right? He decided to go invest some time, train, and started driving these tractors, know how to use it. He became the hero. He had a lot of money and made sure. Now, that was when American economy was determined by agriculture, agricultural output, and things like that. Now, people will say, well, there's going to be no jobs, no food anymore, there's going to be shortage anymore. But at every moment, what happened, the reaction was more people became rich, more people, things became more available and accessible. There was more food, even though the people were left the job, right? There were more food. Now, another telling picture was the 1920s, where the assembly line came about. Assembly line, if you own a factory, so now the factory revolution came in. Americans, if you're a rich person, you have a factory, people work there, know how to use a machine, still whatever they're doing, the assembly line like Harry Ford, they had this assembly line in the 20s, they were removing so many cars and people were driving these cars. The rich people at that time, right? And some people did what? The assembly line came on board and cars that people were producing manually, the assembly line was churning them in lots and lots of cars at the same time. People became more rich. Now, the 1970s, I've skipped it sometime. The 1970s, the time of the service industry. Now, the service industry, there was a boom in the service industry. So the factory owners and people used to be the rich people because they had these factories and people were working in these factories. Everybody was doing some work in these factories and they were rich and this and that. And then the 1970s came on board. And now the service boom, economy boomed. Now, for the first time, more people were working in the service industry than in the factories. And more people became, there was more wealth, and the rich people became the service providers. Like what? Bill Gates and the rest, they were providing service. That's when Bill Gates now started out service. They were making money out of service. They had no tertiary products, no products. And people were like, how can this guy become very rich? He has nothing to show for it. There's no product. He's just providing service and becoming rich. So that's how we move over to 70 came on with Elon Musk and the rest. That era is going away now. Now find ourselves now with what? The 20s, the 2020s, where we have the AI revolution. Now the AI has come to change the game in it again. Now, those who are going to embrace it, those who are going to be smart enough to use the service, they are going uh, to enjoy and probably create riches, create wealth out of it. Now, you see the picture of Donald Trump there. You probably recognize him, Donald Trump. What? It's Donald Trump there is a very telling, but he comes back. in the 2025s or 2024 and say, you know what? I want factory jobs. I want the factories back in America. It's like telling farmers that no, I no longer need those tractors. I need people on the farms. I need those farms to come back. I need those. It's the train has left the station. There is no way factory jobs are going to come back to the North America. It's impossible. It's not even realistic. I don't know what he meant by that. That I want people to bring back factory jobs. And who wants to go work in the factory? Nobody wants to go work in the factory. Nobody wants to go work in tinkling things. Those are not things. So is the AI revolution. And what's going to happen is that we're going to have robots that are going to be working in these factories, in this and producing things that are going to be more available. There's going to be more service for those who know. So I just wanted to do a brief history of how it has transformed in the over years. But let's go faster. But let's come back to AI, right? So AI is no longer optional. There is no way for you to feel like you're going to be left behind doing things. There are so many things that you're going to do. AI is come to stay. Um, the industry is transforming. It's reshaping education, logistics, entrepreneurship in an unprecedented speed. Now, the transformation from a 10 years that I showed earlier, now it's going to be like 2 years, 1 year, 3 years. So how do you keep pace with this? This is very challenging. How do you keep pace? It's a competitive risk. People are failing to adopt AI with struggle or fail within 2 to 5 years. So the skill demand, the market for AI skill is at an all-time high. It's booming. For those who can do AI, for those who can create service, for those who can work in AI, it's only going to continue to grow, right? I work in that industry. I know what it is. I talk with clients every day, and I know what they're investing. A lot of their money they're going to it, right? And let's talk a little bit about, yeah. So these are some of the 10, I want to talk about some of the 10 tools, right? 10 AI tools to make life, work, study easier, right? And these are for non-tech tools, non-tech tools here. Of course, everybody knows about ChatGPT, conversational assistant for writing, coding, planning, tutoring, Perplexity, ask questions, Grammarly, grammar, and the rest. Notion AI organizes notes, generates, summarizes to-dos and stuff like that. Canva AI, some of you know that. Cloud Anthropic helps write, explain, analyze documents safely. Tome creates beautiful slide decks instantly for text prompts. You.com AI combines AI chat codes and things like that. Otter AI transcribe meetings, lectures, and interviews in real time. Camingo, AI tutor for Khan Academy that explains and supports learning. Let's go to AI for tech workers. So if you're a tech person, these tools probably would interest you, like GitHub Copilot, Cursor, Replit, Ghostwriter, Kite, Top9, ChatGPT 4.0, helps with debugging, generate scripts, write documents, solve logic questions. Cloud AI is for summarizing complex code. Notion AI assists with documenting system, meeting notes, and dev planning. And low-code workflow automation for connecting apps. U.com developer mode, search plus code generation, and AI chat. So we'll be talking some of these. Be looking at some of these tools and see how I can use them. But yeah, here's what I want to say. So for us at Every Brain AI, we build for real people. So what we want to do is through practical tools, you learn how to actually use AI tools. So not just the theory, you want to make sure you can use some of these tools, like create something out of this tool. You want to build custom GPTs, right? AI workflows for specific needs. So you have a need, you build your GPT, build your GPT. You want to save time. You want to automate repetitive tasks and focus on what matters most to you. What do you like to do? You want to sleep? Yes. You want to use this, automate, and you spend your time sleeping. You want to watch movies? Yeah, you automate some of these tasks. So, sometimes in my workplace and as a developer, I'm given a task that probably shouldn't take a month, but probably I do it in the less than a day, less than a couple of hours, and the rest of the month, what do? I use it for my own. If I'm sleeping, playing, going to the gym, that helps me, right? For everyone, no coding required. Again, we don't need a coding. Some people, when I consult with somebody and I coach people, they say, "Oh yeah, I want to do tech, but I don't want to do coding." Yeah, there we are. If you don't know want to do coding, you have the opportunity now to use AI and it's going to help you, right? We're going to do some demos at the end and I'm going to show you some of these things. Now, so now what we focus, what we learn, I'm going to tell you about a few things. AI fundamentals, understand core concepts without technical jargon. tool mastery, get hands-on with today's most powerful AI applications, personal applications, develop your own custom AI solutions for work and life, right? We're going to talk a little bit about program shortly, but let me see. At Every Brain, we're launching a cohort for 6 week, 6 week cohort for AI programs. What we're going to do is personalized one-on-one coaching from July 3rd to August 4th. So we're launching this program for anyone interested. For everybody, there's no prerequisite. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to be a tech wizard. You don't need to be tech savvy. Anybody can join this program from July 3rd to August 14 or less, 6 weeks program. And what does the program entail? We're going to talk about that a little bit. So we're going to talk about the program here. Let me, 1 second. Let me see. Do you see my screen? Let me share it again. So I'm gonna bring this program up for you again to see what we're talking about. So let me share the program. Share. Just give me one moment there. So I'm going to present to you this program so that I lost my, okay, I'm going to stop share and share it again. 1 second. Okay. So let me know if you see my screen. Okay, so we're going to talk about this program. So this is a 6 week program. Sorry for that interlude. You're going to master, we're going to start the week 1. What we do in week 1, we master ChatGPT. I mean, a lot of people know about ChatGPT, but they don't really know how to use it. We're going to talk about what is generative AI, how ChatGPT works. We're going to talk about prompt engineering, how you actually write a good prompt. Like people just use it, but how do you write a good prompt? How do you get results out of a prompt, right? So we're going to talk about prompt engineering and a few other things like coding support, how if you're using coding for everybody, right? At the end of this, at the end of this period, what we expect from you is we want you to be able to using AI to optimize workflow, reduce manual effort, right? So you could use, you'll be able to use ChatGPT for planning, research assistance, automating repetitive writing tasks with effective prompting. So we're going to show you how to write a good prompt and how to get results out of it for anything you want. Whether you want to create a video, you want to write a prompt, maybe you're a student, you are like, okay, how do I get this humanized? Maybe I'm writing using ChatGPT, but my teacher is complaining that I'm using ChatGPT, maybe writing an essay. We're going to show you how to humanize all those things, right? And for week 2, what do we do? What we want to do? What tools for production and automation. So focus on tools like Notion AI, Grammarly, Otter AI, and Canva Magic. So these are tools that will help you create content, be able to create your own anything you want to do, like maybe some image content, some videos, some content you want to do. Maybe you want to plan your own, create your own assistant, maybe a flyer or something like that, or emails, or transcribe summaries from notes. Maybe you use you see a documentary or you see something video. Maybe you could even summarize that video, right, into content, into writing that you can use. So at the end of this, you'll be able to integrate AI tools into your daily work, right? You could write faster, summarize meeting, generate content, organize projects more efficiently, right? Week 3, what we're going to do is um, week 3, we're going to focus on academic and personal development through AI topics. So personal development, right? How do we create study plans, get tutoring, simplify complex topics with AI assistant in such a way that you get what is important out of it? So you could use tools like Flamingo for studying. It is equally models in ChatGPT. So we're going to show up all the models. So some people use ChatGPT, they don't know that there are models. There's models for deep learning, imaging, printing, maybe presentation. All those models, you're going to understand why those models are there, what they are used for, and how to make the most out of them, right? And probably down the line. So you create a study plan and maybe research with Publicity AI and UCOM, right? We're going to talk about all that. We're going to train on all that. At the end of the day, we want people to know how to use AI for academic success, custom study plan, tutoring, research summaries, question generations for self-testing, things like that. So week 4, we want to do introduction to AI automation, no code tools. So no coding, but automation tools. You don't want to do coding, that's fine. We're going to see how to automate tasks, whether you're in technical or non-technical environment. Um, so you could have auto replies and things like that. We're going to talk about that. You'll be able to design and launch no code automation to save time in personal or business life. Now, week 5, we talk about AI for creators. So if you're a content creator, we want to create content, there are options there for you, right? And at the end of the day, you'll be able to create presentation, videos, flyers, visual content that are generated too, right? Week 6, you want to build your own assistant personal GPT. So we're going to show you how to build GPTs and probably sell those GPTs, put them in the AI marketplace. People can buy, you can make money out of it. But that's not all. At the end of this AI project or power time, we want that everybody should we get create a project that they can actually make income. I'm not going to stay here and say, oh, by the end of this program, you're going to be employed by XYZ, like most people talk, and make 300,000 a year or make 200,000 or make 100,000. Nobody's going to sit there. These are going to be life-saving skills that you can use to generate income. So what we can do is teach you skills that you can use to generate income. Like if you want to use it for your generate income, could do an AI presentation. You can open an AI presentation agency where you create presentations for people and they pay you. You could do social media content studio where you create social media content and make money out of it. So small business for small businesses, you could have a marketing agency, create content for people, and that could use that. Now, you could equally you could have a business about maybe resume creation on LinkedIn or the rest. And people have actually used services like that on LinkedIn. People make money out of that. Um, you could build and sell personal GPTs. So we're going to tell you how to create personal GPTs, how to create these GPTs and put them in the marketplace. So, right. So they're going to help you. You could create a personal GPT for proposal for assistant, business plan writer, or things like that and put them in the marketplace, right? They could work with their, they could put all these plans, project writing, maybe you're writing a project proposal, things like that, maybe a grant proposal, things like that. It could help you with that. We're going to teach you how to do all that. You could launch a micro agency for websites automation. So you could have a website creation business that basically just create some of these things, have fees, and do them from you, right? So these are some of the things that you could do. At the end of the day, again, you're doing this with personal coaching with us, right? You have a one-on-one coaching that you can book with us. So at the end of the day, these are some of the projects that you could do. You could get some of these projects that are actually income generating projects that you could use and generate for your business. So if you have a side business and want to create a side gig that can get you some money, you could actually use these skills. If you are working in a working environment, you could use these skills. If you are a student, you could benefit from these skills. If you are a day-to-day person, maybe just go to the gym, there are skills that you could leverage, right? So for these 6 weeks, going to train on all of this and make sure everybody has personalized training. Now, I'm just going to go to a quick demo. This is going to be a quick demo, and I'm just going to show you some of the few things that we're able to do, right? So just bear with me. So I'm going to stop sharing and share a demo, right? Just a demo for you guys to see. Mm, I'm going to share my screen again. Oh, where is the sharing? Okay. want to share my screen, please. Let's see. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna, so this is like some content that I'm just gonna share with you. This is a video, for example, that was created. Look at, I'm gonna do a demo of this, and then you're gonna see. There's no audio, so I'm gonna share it again with audio. Let's see. Share sound. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, great. Let's go. Let's see. Okay, I got frozen. Allow.
You make me laugh so much.
I'm gonna
And you make me feel so happy.
I'm gonna share this again. So I'm gonna share this up again so that we see. It's just a demo session.
You make me laugh so much. And you make me feel so happy.
That's an AI video that was created. I'm gonna show you another demo.
He's a good boy. You are. Yes, you are.
Okay. Yeah, some of you may not believe that these videos were created by AI, but I'm just here to show you some of the content you could create.
Auntie, abeg add correct me join. I don chop meeting since morning.
No worry. My egusi go reset your brain.
Okay.
Auntie, abeg add correct me join. I don chop meeting since morning.
No worry. My egusi go reset your brain.
Okay. So some of you may find some lag because of the transmission to your own network, but I can see the video here correctly. So we're going to continue with another demo. We're just going to do a simple demo of creating a website at a very, we're going to show you how to create maybe a simple website right now, okay? So bear with me. Let me share my screen. Let's share a screen again. 1 second. So I'm just going to share screen now and just bear with me. We're going to do a live demo on how to create a website. So Yeah, so sorry about that. I was talking while I was on mute. I thought I was on mute. So on the left, you see that proper coding, proper prompt. I'm going to teach you how to write this prompt. And on the right, we're going to see the code, how we're creating this website, right? So this is the code. You don't have to write any code. The AI tool creates the code for you. The AI tool creates the code for you. It depends on the prompt. And there are options in which you could edit. You could connect them to tools like Git, GitHub. You could publish them on a host and things like that. So just wait a little bit and watch how this prompt is creating this website. And within a few minutes, once it's done, right, you're going to see a fully functional website within a few minutes with everything and with options for you to edit, adjust. So just bear with me. It gives you all the options. It tells you opening hours. It gives you the code, like very detailed, but this is what we call vibe coding. You don't, this is a no coding deployment, right? No coding deployment. So in the next 2 minutes, it's going to be 2, 3 minutes, it's going to be done. In less than 6 minutes, 7 minutes, or 10 minutes, you create a fully functional website. Now, that doesn't mean you could adjust things, and there are options for you to say, okay, maybe I don't like this minute, I don't like this amount, maybe I don't like this, and there are options for you to easily change it with the AI, right? So it took what? Um, it, it took a few, how many minutes did it take? So it took 3 minutes. So we're going to see how this website looks like. So this website, you could see a fully functional website there. It says Mami K's Kitchen. It gives you many options and things like that with prices and options. You see many options. You could order online. It gives you add an order. You could do all that. You can get this website was created just like we're sitting here, and you could edit. Let's say you don't like the color, you don't like the background, you don't like anything about it, you could easily change that. We're not going to do that now because it's a live demo, and you could see all the options that you have there. And these are things that people can create. You could make money out of it. You could sell. You could have a business where you create certain things, adopt them. You could link them to your business. You could create all this. You could use people. These are business opportunities. Most people are going to wait to be employed, but now it depends on how you create, you take advantage of these services and you make money out of it. So we're going to continue. We just made a small demo. You see here, corporate events, wedding anniversaries. It gives you all those options. It gives you a number to call and where to call, how to get a quote, and a location of this address, this like that. You could change all that. You could send a menu. So this is cool, right? This is cool within a minute. You write a proper prompt. So I'm going to teach you how to write this prompt. I'm going to teach you how to create this website, maybe for your own self, or maybe for somebody that needs help, and how to deploy them, right? And to fully functional hosting it on a web host. So that's just a tip of what we're going to teach you here for this program. But I want to continue sharing continue sharing this. So let me share this again. Let me share my screen. So I know we're a little bit above time, but this was quite necessary that we present this to you. Wanted to make sure we have the demo that you could see. So these are real world benefits. It saves time, you develops confidence in your skills, it's productivity times many times, and things like that. So now, this is a cohort we're launching. We've talked a little bit about it. It's but 1 hour, we cannot talk a lot about AI. Like there's not much we can talk about AI. We cannot go into all the parts of AI, but I want to We'll have this opportunity to talk about it sometime in the future. But these programs, they cost a lot of money. If you go online, you want to register some of these programs, the very cheap ones are very crappy. I've tried to register on some of them. They are very poorly organized. They are on automation. You don't talk to anybody. But here we have programs like Mindly, AI Bootcamp. They're costing about 45,000, 45,000, sorry, 4,500 USD. You have other specialized AI courses costing about 3,000 plus, niche focus, often technical, they are super technical, and you don't, if you're a non-technical person, you think you don't know where to feed, and they're like, they promise you everything on earth, but at the end, you always spend money and have nothing in return. But what we're going to promise at Everbrain Learn AI Work Smarter is we're creating a 2,500, 2,500 value program. It's going to be broad, practical, hands-on, comes with a one-on-one coaching, and this is it. But it's a 2,500 program. But yeah, here's the deal. Because of a lot of demand of people asking, daily people, non-tech people, they're onshore, we've offered a 50% off. For today, we're launching a program instead of 2,500 plus, we're launching a program for 2,000 for $2,000. But again, that's a normal price. We've already discounted it for this limited time offer starting in July, and looking already, we're giving a 50% off. 50% off. And for first call price, we're offering it for $1,000, right? For people who register today, but that's not all, right? That's not all we're offering here. What we're seeing is that for people who are attending this webinar, for those attending this webinar today and today only, we're offering a 70% off of discount. So 70% off. So just for 750, you enroll today and save 1750, right? Of free will. We have limited spots. We're going to take just 20 people, 20 max for this cohort, because we want to personalize attention. I have some of these courses, they say, oh, there are 300 of them, 200 of them, and at the end of the day, they don't have personalizing. My calendar is going to be open. You see an open spot, you book a spot, and we have a one-on-one coaching if there is something. We're going to talk about other careers or other career options, what you want to do, your journey, maybe your employment journey, your tech journey, your AI journey. We're going to have this one-on-one coaching, maybe resume, maybe job preparation, interview, all that. We're going to prepare a journey. Maybe you want to get a startup and start making money off social media. We're going to talk about that. So this is a complete package, a full 6-week training, tools, certificates, and even mentor check-in. So we check you, we mentor you, we make sure you're comfortable, make sure, again, I'm not going to sit there and promise you you're going to have a 300,000 or 150K job at the end of the program, you're going to get this big job. No, the idea here for me is that you should be able to create your own content. You should be able to create your own self, because you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose. People are saying you can never go back to the factory. If you're working at Amazon, I'm sorry, you're not going back there. You need to reinvent yourself. You need to reinvent yourself. You need to reinvent yourself. You cannot be the same person was last year. At a job where you're working, probably they're going to start incorporating AI. And if you come and say, yeah, I know how to use these tools, I know how to implement this, I know how to use this. Maybe you want, let's say you have to do a presentation and you come up with a stunning PowerPoint presentation. People are going to like, wow, where is this coming from? Like, and they're going to like, this guy probably spent 3 weeks trying to get this presentation. Meanwhile, it's something you probably did in a few minutes, and you come up with a stunning presentation. And just for it, all the presentation, everything that you see me present today, everything is by AI. There's nothing that I did manually. Zero. AI generated everything we're presenting to. If I had to do it manually and do the presentation manually, all I needed to know how to do a good prompt, which tools are needed, which tools I need to use, how to use the tools, and then there, within a second, I get it, right? So I don't have to belabor time and energy. So this is presenting a complete package for you, mentor. So today only, we're doing a 70%, 70%. If you're in the US, it's 750 USD. If you're in Canada, it's 750 Canadian dollars. So it just depends where you are. And here is this is a summary of what we're seeing. This is a real market value is 25 plus based on comparable professional AI training programs, right? Standard program price, right, is 2,000. Our comprehensive AI career development plan. First cohort today. So if you don't register today, you're doing it tomorrow, is $1,000, right? Today's exclusive offer for those who are still here is 750 for the webinar. This is a 70% discount. So we are looking for just 10, the first 20 people who register. We cannot take more than 20 because we want to really personalize the training. We want you to get, let's say we have projects that work with you and say that, is this what you want to do? Do you want to be a content creator? Do you want to be a content creator on YouTube? Do you want to be a content creator on YouTube? Do you want to be a content creator on Facebook? Do you want to see, there are people, I've seen people using AI and they have massive following, just telling stories, just telling other people's stories. Some people are just writing other people's stories. Some people are just fictional writers and they have a lot of content, a lot of advertisement, just fictional writers, and they are making money. So they are not waiting to be employed by others, but they are sitting there and making a lot of side income, right? Want to get that done. Now, this is how you could pay, right? You could scan any QR code there. Maybe you want to pay by e-transfer, you want to pay by PayPal, you want to pay by credit card. It's up to you. So this is what we're going to do. But before we continue, while we're doing this, we're going to take some questions. Maybe we're going to use this opportunity for question and answer. If you have any questions, maybe it's time for us to ask. You want to ask them either on chat, or maybe you want to unmute yourself and maybe ask question about this program, and we'll go from there. So this is going to be a QA, question and answer session, for anybody who is still here, who is open to registering for this program. So again, this program, somebody's going to we can put a link for those who cannot scan. We'll put a link there. We'll put a link there for the payment. We'll put a link there for the PayPal. We'll equally put a link there for the e-transfer if you need that. But this open for questioning. You're free to unmute and we can go with questioning. So we have all those three options. You have the e-transfer, you have the debit credit card, you have the PayPal option, whichever you want to use. We want to have your reaction. Maybe you have any question regarding the program. We have any question regarding the presentation. We're free to talk about some of the demos, talk about some of the things. Maybe you have a question on AI or any other topic. We're free to talk.
I have a question.
Right, go ahead, please.
Okay, so by the way, thank you very much for the presentation. So my question is, after the training, is there some kind of a certification to just prove that you got this training?
Yes, we'll give you our local certificate, that's for sure. If you want to have other certificates like name brand certifications, we could equally guide you on how to go for those name brand certificates. But for sure, at the end of the day, as we said, we're going to give you a certificate of having completion of the program. I'm going to list everything that you're capable of doing, the projects you've completed. And again, as we said, we want to give you the opportunity to create real life projects that can earn you a side income. That's our goal, right? So you're going to get that certificate. Thank you for that question.
Okay. Sorry, the program is for 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, the program is for 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, it's for 6 weeks, but we have options. We know some people have holidays, some people skip, but we can, again, we won't say 6 weeks, is just saying. During the week, we have one-on-one coaching. If you want it, we have one-on-one coaching. And this one-on-one coaching is only for those who are in the program. So going to be a calendar invite where you could go in, you see a spot that is free, and you want to have a one-on-one coaching, you book it, and we'll have a one-on-one. So we'll make that available to all the students. It's going to be a calendar invite where you could pick out a spot and you book a one-on-one. For installment plans, yes, for those, exceptional again, for those today, you could click on the link and you could either get an installment. So if you want to register exclusively for today, you could commit by doing 3 installments. 1 installment now, the next installment before we start, and the last installment immediately the program starts. So you divide it into 3 installments. You could equally use the link for your credit card. On the left, there's an option there where you could choose installment plans there. Pay with your credit card and have those installment plans available for you. So again, go ahead.
Hi, is it live training or
Yes,
recordings and then one-on-one session you mentioned?
It's going
I
to be
didn't get that part.
It's going to be live training. Again, we said a lot of these programs are online. They are not live. They are non-live. It's going to be live training, one-on-one coaching. So we're going to have demos, practical demos. That's why we're limiting the number to just 20, because we cannot afford to take 200 people. We cannot afford to take 200 because it's going to be live and one-on-one coaching, right? So people have coaching time. Maybe they have a project they're working on. Maybe they want to fine-tune a project that they're working on, an AI project. Maybe they want to prepare for an interview. Maybe they want to prepare for a presentation at work, and they want to create a world-class presentation, maybe PowerPoint presentation, or maybe they want to automate even a code. Maybe there's something they want to automate, like myself, I have things that I'm running, I just automate it. Like I just automate. So less manual review. Again, for those who don't like coding, this is an opportunity for them. So we always do recording during the sessions, in case somebody misses a session. Yes, we always have recording during the session, but we cannot take the recording and give to people who are not recording. Again, for those today, we're thinking about giving it only to those who are registered. So if somebody decides to register and they're present today, we could give this recording. Is going to be very limited. We don't want to send it out to many people for no good reason. But I could talk with anybody if they want. We'll talk about a recording after. But more specifically, we want to just give, because we don't want this recording to go out there and they're saying, well, but you offered 75% discount on this. But what about these? Maybe we could have that. No, this is just for exclusively for those who are present here. So again, we're starting on July. The schedule is we're starting July 3rd. And by August 14th, we should have rounded up. Yes, July 3rd. Every week, we have one session. Every week, we have one session. And every week, we have expected results. You start, we have the results, at the output results, and we're going to bring in the trainers and industry experts to actually explain what is happening at job sites, right? Not only us training, but other people can share their experience, how they use AI. So we're going to talk about that. So again, there are going to be AI tools. We're going to have so many AI tools. Again, we did some presentations to you guys about some of the AI tools we're using, and we're going to try to share that and probably train you on how to use some of them. So there are many tools we're going to show you. There are many tools we're going to train on, maybe interview preparation, maybe how to use them for your interview preparation, how to crack the code for certain jobs, how to use it in everyday life. So again, we are hoping that we have this information here if you want to register. So during this question set, I will have 15 more minutes for round up. This is just for questioning and for those who want to register. If you have any question, you have any concern, maybe you have some question, you can either say it or write it. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to really answer your questions now.
Hi, thank you very much for doing this to our community once again. You are always on point when it comes to these things. May I ask, can we get a comprehensive flyer that shows the course outline,
Yes.
the start and end date, as well as the schedule. Because
So,
from work, I can get I can get
so
my employee development to sponsor me if I have that printed out on a flyer.
sure, sure. So we're going to come out with a flyer. This was just an exclusive presentation for those who are going to be at the webinar. After this, we're going to create an exclusive flyer with a course outline. We have a course outline already in PDF, but we cannot share it in a presentation, but we could do a flyer and summarize some of the things that we're going to do, the date and the end, and a certificate of completion for you. So we're going to get that out soon for anybody who needs it, right? But again, after today, if you don't commit, it's going to be 1,000, just as I said. So we're hoping that we get a maximum of 20 people. That's going to be very, very personalized training. So that they could be able to create tools, work in any environment, to be smarter. Sometimes humanize their tech. Sometimes you want to do a presentation and they say it's an AI presentation or AI essay, but we're going to teach you how to humanize those essays in such a way that nobody will be able to figure out, well, this was done by AI. We're going to teach you tools and how to use those. We're going to teach you how to create GPTs, how to use Chat GPT in a more ethical and personalized way, in a more productive way. So we're going to get all that out there. Again, as I said, nobody's promising you an income of 200% income like most training. And I study this and you're going to get a job for this, right? What we want to do is whatever thing you're doing, whatever field you are, whatever thing you want to enhance your capability, your potential, you want to put your leg forward. AI is transforming the job place now. For those that are going to be left behind, whether in any field, whether you're working in a Tim Hortons or in a coffee shop, whether you are working in a factory, whether you are just a student trying to get back, maybe you're working in a factory somewhere and trying to figure things out, or you're just somewhere, a receptionist somewhere, and you want to get ahead. This training is for you. So, any
Hi,
questions? Yeah, go ahead.
hi, Hippolyte. Thank you for the presentation. Very enlightening. I think I put a message, a question in the chat. I don't know
Okay.
if you came to it and I missed it. I was asking if there was an installment plan.
Yeah,
Then also my second question will be regards the timeline. That will be July to August, correct?
right.
And then is it self-paced or is there a like fixed time, like is there a fixed schedule, or is there like a self-paced where people can take the course as they can make out time? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. That's a very important question. It's going to be instructor led live training every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. And in between the week, there's going to be options for personalized personal coaching. Could book time for coaching in between. Let's say you need help with something, you're going to book that time. It's going to be once a week. But because of the knowledge that is impacted during the week, we want you to be able to practice that, and we want to make it easy for everybody. And during the week, you have personalized. But maybe you can come and say, oh, they were doing this, but how can I use this tool at my own job site? Or how can I use this tool to do this? And then we can now get some more, because probably during the training, we're giving you specialized knowledge that everybody can use. But now you have an idea. You say, okay, I got this idea, because it's going to be how creative we are. The next couple of years is going to be how you can step ahead of the curve, right? How you can be creative, how you can adapt to the system. So that's going to be, we want to give you those tools in such a way that open your head. Secondly, for those who are looking deeper careers in either tech or other areas of AI, they could now start looking at those options and say, okay, I've had a taste of this. Maybe I need to go further, right? Maybe this is the foundation I needed. Maybe this is a kick in the butt that I needed to move ahead. So you got it and you go ahead. Like, again, some people think like they don't have to pay for training or consultation, but I have always paid, and that's what has kept me going. Because I say that if there is value in it, I'm going to pay for it. If there's value in it, I'm just going to pay. Again, for the last part, you could equally use the option on the left, on the right, or even e-transfer and pay for installment, right? You could commit today. For those who want to commit today, only for today, they could say, okay, I'm going to do, based on their own, I'm going to do 2 installment or 3 installment. And they can either use the e-transfer, but these installments are, could only use the e-transfer or the payment method or credit card or PayPal, whichever method works for you, and you pay the installment that you want. Want to leave it flexible, make it easy for everybody to be able to join. So any questions? Any questions anymore? Do we have any more questions? We have just 7 more minutes to go, and then we go from there. So we'll continue sending out the flyers for those who want it. We'll continue sending out the payment again. We're hoping that July 3rd, we're starting with some high impact tools that's going to blow your mind away. You're going to see the power of AI, how creative it's going to be, and how you could use it for production purposes. So that's what I say. I'm just going to stop the recording right here, and then we can continue. Yeah, for those who have questions, please go ahead and feel free.